Welcome back. Let's turn now to the elections, the war for the states, and our top election story today comes from Tamil Nadu, where the suspense over Sasikala, the former AIADMK leader, is finally over. A month after a dramatic return from jail and a decision last night to resign from politics or retire from politics, the Tamil Nadu potboiler is in for another twist. What lies behind Chinnamma's decision to step aside from politics ahead of the big elections? Will the warring factions of the AIADMK now really unite against the DMK? And what really brought about Sasikala's change of heart? Take a look.
The Chinnamma saga is over, even before it started. VK Sasikala has bowed out of the intense poll race in Tamil Nadu. In a twist no one saw coming, Chinnamma has said she is stepping aside from politics in the state. And this just weeks before the high-voltage election. Sasikala, in a two-page letter, said she never aspired for power or position and reiterated the Amma's supporters must come together to defeat the common enemy, the DMK. And the AIADMK should rule for another 100 years. Interestingly, she said that she is still instrumental in converting Amma's thoughts into actions. It looks like Sasikala's decision even took her nephew by surprise. TTV Dinakaran is now pushing for a merger, knowing full well that it on his own. TTV is completely politically irrelevant.
அம்மா அவர்கள் மறைவுக்கு பிறகு அம்மாவுடைய ஆட்சியை அமைச்சு கொடுத்தாங்க. அம்மாவுடைய தொண்டர்கள் ஒற்றுமையாக இருக்கணுங்கிறத அவங்க வலியுறுத்தி வந்தாங்க. எல்லோரும் சேர்ந்து இவங்க தான் முதலமைச்சராக இருக்கணும்னு சொல்லி அன்னைக்கு கேட்டிருந்தாங்க. அவங்களுடைய அந்த தொடர் வலியுறுத்தல் காரணமாக தான் அதையும் ஏற்றுக்கிட்டாங்க. நான் ஒதுங்கி இருந்தால் தான் எல்லாம் ஒத்துமையாகுங்க. அதனால் நான் இந்த அம்மாவுடைய தொண்டர்கள்லாம் ஒத்துமையாகணுங்கிறதுக்காக அவங்க இந்த முடிவை எடுத்து அறிவிச்சிருக்காங்க.
Sasikala's dramatic exit stands to benefit the AIADMK and BJP most, with no vote cutter factor and definitely no leadership crisis now. But is this a result of the BJP's meddling? Did the Bharatiya Janata Party push Chinnamma to this decision?
Obviously, there's been pressure on her to issue this statement, especially after just about 2 weeks ago, she came to such a huge welcome and she's been making all kinds of signals that she's going to be active in politics. And now suddenly she takes this decision. So obviously pressure has been exerted on her, and the pressure could have only been exerted by the BJP to ensure that the ADMK front does not have a split in its vote bank. That's all. So I think it's only a temporary pause.
The BJP, however, has claimed they have no role in whatsoever in Sasikala's decision.
We are not to push anything. Sasikala, she is very matured senior politician. She was working with Amma many years. She took a decision, interest of the ADMK, interest of the Tamil Nadu.
Her decision to step aside from politics for the greater good is the biggest shocker of the year. But this decision of hers, is it final or subject to change, is the million-dollar question. With camera person Divyan, Pramod Madhav for India Today.
So what is Sasikala's game plan? Is this an AIADMK tie-up with the rebel AMMK? Has the DMK lost its initial advantage now in Tamil Nadu? And what was really behind Sasikala's decision to suddenly retire from politics? Joining me now on that debate, Manu Sundaram, spokesperson DMK. I'm also joined by Narayan Tirupati, spokesperson of the Tamil Nadu BJP, and Veera Raghav, senior journalist. Appreciate all of you joining us. Mr. Tirupati, I must ask you this. The buzz in Delhi is that the BJP at the center put pressure on Sasikala to withdraw ahead of the election so that the factions of the AIADMK could unite. Why else would Sasikala suddenly dramatically announce her decision to retire? Dal mein kuch kala hai, as they say in Delhi.
See, first of all, Rajdeep, I would like to ask, when Ms. Sasikala went to jail, it was told by all the political commentators and the opposition that it was because of BJP she went to jail. When she returned from jail, they said that it was because of BJP she returned from jail. When before 1 week, they said that it is the BJP which is trying to pressuring the AIDMK to take Sasikala in. But now people say that Sasikala retiring from politics or sidestepping from
Sir, the
politics.
BJP wants to remote control the AIDMK. Are you telling me that the BJP doesn't want to remote control the AIDMK? I am told that the Chief Minister Palaniswami refused to take Sasikala, said, I want this election will be fought under my leadership. The BJP had to persuade Sasikala to stay away. That's the truth or not?
All these are speculations, Rajdeep. Because we don't want to interfere. We will never interfere into another party's, internal conflicts. Why should we interfere?
Okay. Why
Not
should
necessary?
Okay, BJP doesn't want to interfere in the politics of the AIDMK.
100%.
Manu Sundaram,
Yes.
is the DMK simply stirring the pot, or is the DMK now worried that with Sasikala out of the way, the entire AIDMK could unite once again and pose you a challenge?
Well, with the greatest respect that I could offer at this moment, Sasikala is a complete non-entity to the DMK. I don't mean that in a pejorative sense and in any way to demean who she is or what she has done. But she's not the person who has been in government in Tamil Nadu for the last 4 to 5 years. Our campaign, Mr. Tardesai, is gunned towards reviving and renewing Tamil Nadu. And the people who have put Tamil Nadu in the terrible plight that we seem to be today, which is Mr. Edappadi Palaniswami and O. Pannirselvam. These two gents, in my opinion, have destroyed all of the gains of Tamil Nadu from the last 30, 40 years.
So you're not worried that a united AIDMK with Sasikala out of the picture could pose you a more difficult challenge?
Well, the entire logic of that, of what has happened in the last, say, 12 or 24 hours is completely fallacious. And let me just explain it very briefly. I've heard of people who've come into politics to defeat another person. Numerous examples come to mind. I'm sure you know more than me. But I've never heard of anyone who leaves politics so that a so-called common enemy should be defeated. It just does not add up. I'll tell you why it might add up, and I'll turn to TM Veera Raghav on that. Veera, there is a sense that Sasikala's exit now paves the way for a unity of the AIDMK, and she has agreed to step down and give the Chief Minister Palaniswami full power to run the party. A lot of her supporters, therefore, will rejoin the AIDMK. Do you think it's that easy? Would the likes of TTV Dinakaran, Sasikala's nephew, now join hands with the AIDMK and perhaps thereby give a bigger challenge to the DMK?
I don't think it's that easy. It's easier said than done. Number one, Rajdeep, I think this is a strategic temporary retreat by Sasikala, not a surrender. She has been under pressure. The TTV faction has been under pressure. The BJP and the AIDMK, it is believed that Edappadi Palaniswami's one-point agenda is no Sasikala in the party, because he knows the moment she enters the party, there's a threat for his leadership. And now that she is withdrawn from politics, yes, the entire onus comes on Edappadi Palaniswami. An open split may not happen in these elections. But having said that, that doesn't really change the grassroots narratives that is there. I believe that the Sasikala faction's aim is a defeated AIDMK, not a destroyed one. I think there will be fault lines that will play out at the grassroots. One can't change that. And I think the whole strategy is for a post-poll in the event the AIDMK doesn't come back to power, then to strike. Because at the moment, striking at the AIDMK or challenging the AIDMK, which is backed by the BJP, would have meant using all her resources.
You're saying this is a strategic retreat till the elections of Tamil Nadu. If the AIDMK loses the election, Sasikala will be back in politics. Am I correct?
That's right. That's right. I believe that she will come back with a narrative saying, I've come back to save the party. I think it's a strategic decision that she's taken, that it doesn't make any sense challenging it now, given that there is a generic assessment. And I'm not saying there is a generic assessment that the DMK Congress has a decisive edge in these elections. In that case, if you put that, factor that into this decision, you will see why it would not make much sense to spend all her resources fighting EPS at this stage.
Okay, let me bring in Narayan Tirupati.
I just with the permission, if I can come in quickly. I would like to categorize Mr. Veeraraghav's theory, in my own words, as the sinking ship theory. You only see people leaving a sinking ship, not one that is, headed for better shows. So therefore, I think what Sasikala is doing is leaving and abandoning the larger ADMK ship, which I think, in her opinion, also is to be sinking very shortly in a month's time.
Narayan Tirupati is smiling. Narayan Tirupati, are you a sinking ship? Every opinion poll at the moment is clearly showing the DMK Congress left alliance well ahead. So why should Sasikala be part of a sinking ship? She wants the AIDMK to sink and then take it over after May 2nd. That seems to be her strategy.
Mr. Veeraraghav has got his own views and he is entitled to. But the thing is that we are very sure that this NDA in Tamil Nadu under the leadership of AIDMK will definitely go through, and we are going to win hands down, and we know that we are going to win, and that is the reason maybe Sasikala would have opted to withdraw. That's the thing.
No, so she hasn't withdrawn from a sinking ship. Veeraraghav, 30 seconds, quick response. Is the AIDMK really a sinking ship, or is the truth that Mr. Palaniswami is now the most powerful leader within the AIDMK?
Yes.
Palaniswami at the moment holds the reins, and as long as he has the chief minister's post, he holds the reins of the AIDMK. But once the elections are over, if it's a winner-take-it-all election. If he loses entire control of the party. There is going to be an implosion. There is going to be a battle for leadership within the party. If he wins, well, he takes it all. But at the moment, the assessment do not seem to suggest a victory for the AIDMK.
Okay, let's leave it there. Clearly, there will be many twists and turns, as there often are in Tamil pot boilers. And this one election could well see many more before the 2nd of May. Thank you all very much for joining me on the Sasikala Factor.
Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.